Hello everybody. I've decided to start a new series of videos. I know I haven't posted in a while, and for that I sincerely apologize. There's been a lot of stuff going on. A lot of my clock stuff is kind of fallen by the wayside. So now it's kind of starting to get back to where I can do things a little more regular. Probably not like every week or anything, but probably pretty often, hopefully. But we'll see. But anyway, also I will just say a little something personal here. One thing I have done within the last year is I have finally kicked a nasty habit, and that was I was a smoker for 15 years, and well, I finally kicked it. It's been about a year since I really quit. The last video that I put up, the series with the Seth Thomas, or I'm sorry, the Seth Thomas. Apparently I can't speak today. That was the last video that I had uploaded for y'all, and I've had a lot of positive comments and reviews on that, and for that I am sincerely grateful. Everything has been very helpful, and of course a few haters here and there, but you're not going to be able to avoid that. So I figured, why not? We'll keep it going. Recently surpassed 1,000 subscribers. For that, I thank you all very, very much for hitting that button, and you know, liking the videos, and again, you know, yeah, there's been some constructive criticism on there, and I've been taking note of that, and I do appreciate it. And so anyway, so the new series of videos that I've decided to do here is I have several clocks in my possession. I've decided to do a show and tell series of videos. This will be video number 1. So we're going to be talking about the specimen right here behind me. Some of you may recognize it as part of the channel's logo. It is also one of my personal favorites. Yeah, we'll get right to it. Sorry, my brain stopped communicating with my mouth for a second. Anyhow, what we have here, this is what is considered a Jerome and Company steeple clock, or as some people call them, a Gothic clock. The Gothic style of clock was very popular anywhere between, like, I want to say it's like the early 1870s to right up about 1885-ish. Give or take. I could be wrong on that, so pardon me if I'm, mistaken. I'm doing this from memory. They were quite popular, and one of the more famous makers of the time for these was Eli Terry, Jerome and Company, and this one is a little bit of a mystery. The reason I say that is on the paper on the inside of the clock, near the bottom, it says Jerome and Company, New Haven, Connecticut. Well, as some of you may know, New Haven is a kind of a known name in the clock community. So I did some research on this particular one, and I found that it was indeed made by New Haven Clock Company. It was during a transitional period. Now again, this is from memory, so I could have these facts a little skewed here. But apparently Jerome, which is another popular name in clockmakers from early on. They were making clocks for many years. I guess they were falling on hard times, and New Haven saw an opportunity and they bought them out. This clock was made during the transition period between Jerome and Company becoming New Haven. So then what happened is this clock was still manufactured under the Jerome and Company name, but it contains a New Haven clock movement. And that's from the factory. They're all like that. There's a couple different styles of this one. They call this one the number 251. I want to say, based on estimates from people I've talked to, that this clock was made anywhere between 1875 and like 1880, right around there, maybe 1881, something around there. So it's right in there, I would say. My best guess is probably about 1880, give or take, maybe a couple years there. So. And that's based on, doing my own research. The internet is a wonderful tool, as you all know, because you've seen my channel, which I, again, do appreciate. But anyway, moving on to this one. The construction of it, when I got it, it was in very excellent shape. And it still is, actually. It has the original knob on it. The hinges are the old style hinges, which I'll show you here in a second. Overall, a very well constructed clock. I found this one on eBay, as I'm sure a lot of you have found yours. You've probably found them on eBay. It's an interesting place to find clocks, I'll tell you. And the reason this one really caught my eye, other than the style itself, is that it was actually featured in a book that I've had for many years. Well, hang on, let me grab it real quick. Okay, I'm not trying to plug this guy's book, but I'm trying to plug this guy's book because it's really good. But it's actually an instruction manual on building your own replicas of antique clocks. There's many different clocks in here, different designs. Here's your classic Seth Thomas school clock, banjo clocks, one by Ian Welch. I've made several of these little guys here. And then, oh, there it is. Now I know it's hard to see here, but I'm not going to get in real close because, of course, this is copyrighted. But anyway, this is very similar. I mean, it's the same clock, just a slightly different design for the glass. The transfer that's on the glass, the dial face is slightly different, but it has the same movement. There's no picture of the inside of this clock in here, even though most of the other ones have that. But anyway, no, this is a wonderful tool or a wonderful book to build from, and it was written by a man named John A. Nelson. And the guy's, I think, pretty well known in the clock community. He's been around for quite a while now. But anyway, I just wanted to show you the reason why I got this one, as well as a couple others that I have too. So I've actually personally built two replicas of this exact same clock, and this was before I even received it. So it was kind of like it's kind of cool to have the original and then to have your own. Mine is around, but it needs work. So it has a time, or I'm sorry, not a time only. It has a time and strike, but it's a 30-hour. So you got to wind it once a day. It sounds like a bit of a pain in the butt, but it's really not. The winding of these is really easy, especially since the springs are only about this wide, which is a little over, usually about 3/8 to half an inch, 7/16, right around in there. But they're relatively low strength. And the nice thing about that is the movements actually wear out slower because of less stress. So it's actually a pretty decent movement. It keeps good time for the most part. I mean, it's old, and I haven't completely redone the movement in this one yet. I've just kind of done a rudimentary cleaning from when I first got it, and it's been going ever since. I've had this for about 8 or 9 years now, and it keeps going as long as I keep winding it, which, well, we all get a little lax on that, but anyhow. But no, it's also another interesting one because it has a bell instead of a gong. Now, I'm not sure if that was the original design or not, but it does have a bell, and it's obnoxiously fast when it goes off. So, like, you know, you get up there as a warning, and then well, if you're not counting real quick, you could get off on what time it is unless you look at it. But anyway, but nah, this is a nice timepiece. It's in nice shape. Most of the veneer is very good. There's a couple little chips here and there, a little bit of wear here from the door opening and closing. The finials are not broke and were never broken, which is wonderful. The painting on the glass is in really nice shape, save for a couple little scratches here and there, but you don't notice them unless you really, really look for them. I may have overpaid for this clock, but to me it was worth it, even just for like sentimental value and all that stuff. So, but I mean, you can tell my bench isn't perfectly level. Pay no heed to that. That's again, a rudimentary fix for the bell that's in it. But I mean, it's all original. The only thing that I did have to do, which is interesting, this side piece here, I think had come loose at one point, and somebody tried to re-glue it, and they didn't do a very good job because it wasn't square with the door. So very carefully I was able to pry it off. They also didn't use the best glue, but I was able to pry it off and reset it. So now it's where it's supposed to be. So, but yeah, this is, yeah, I know I'm kind of rambling here, and y'all can criticize me for that if you want to, but it's I get very into these clocks and the history behind them, and something like this that's, you know, from say 1880, you think of the span of time, you know, between then and now, and it's mind-boggling to think that something that's 140 years old still works. It still keeps good time. It does what it's supposed to do. To me, that's just the coolest thing ever. You know, to realize that something so old, but it was well made. And that, I don't know, it speaks volumes to me. You know, call me old-fashioned or call me emotional if you want. But they're wonderful, wonderful pieces of machinery and art. And, you know, it makes me kind of sad to see that a lot of people just use them for decorations and they don't do anything with them. And I mean, and that's fine. If that's what, you know, you want to do with it, it's purely for decoration, okay, fine. But these clocks were meant to be running, and they're meant to do what they were designed to do, and that is to keep time. And, you know, I don't know, I like the sound of the ticking and the gongs and the, you know, to me it just evokes a sense of almost like taking you back in time. And that, I think, is what just, it's what speaks the most. It's what, I don't know, it's what really gets me and just speaks to me. I don't know. But anyway, that's one of the reasons why I love this craft. I love doing it. And again, I'm not an expert. I'm not going to profess to be an expert in anything, because I'm not. But to me, it's just an interest. It's a hobby. And for the people that are watching this, I hope that you as well find joy and satisfaction in doing this kind of work. And if you're new to this, try it. I mean, there's very, very little that you could do to completely ruin a clock movement, save for taking it to a bandsaw. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things where if you do something wrong, somebody can fix it. It may cost you a little bit of money, but you can get it fixed. So it's worth it to me. It really is. So, but anyway, I'm going to go ahead and end this video. It's already gone on far too long. I've talked enough. But I just wanted to just try to get some new content out there and do something a little different. Again, I haven't been doing a lot of clock stuff recently. It's just been it's been a rough year for all of us, with COVID-19, and I've been working a lot, and I was one of the essential workers, so I didn't get any time off. So it's been rough, so to say the least, and I'm sure a lot of you know what I'm talking about. So, but anyway, I hope you all have yourselves a great day or a great evening or great week or a great year. I hope 2021 is a much better year for all of us. So you all take care. Bye.